exciting 5-point win in their season opener last week, the Wildcats were back at it against another premier team in the area, Apex, who would give Millbrook their second straight late-game scare. The Cats mirrored their hot first quarter from last Thursday by jumping out to a 14-3 lead over the Cougars, thanks in part to Rashad George dropping a pair of buckets in the first 2 minutes. Faison Brock would get one to fall, then Jordan Whitfield knocked down 2 shots, including this one from the high post while drawing a foul. Millbrook ended up taking a 14-9 lead into the second quarter, where just like last week, it would be all about the visitors. George Mason commit Ian Boyd was all over the place for Apex. The 6'4" wing went 7 and 8 from the free throw line in the first half, and he had a pair of buckets in the second quarter that were a part of the 24 points that the Cougars scored in that stanza. John Burwell would charge to the basket for 2 more Millbrook scores to help keep pace with Apex. The 6-foot guard scored 8 of his 10 points on the night in the first half, and that accompanied a career-high 7 rebounds and 6 assists. Trajan Jacob then unleashed a three-pointer from the left wing to send the Cats into halftime trailing 33-32. It took a technical foul from Millbrook coach Scott McGinnis to help get the Wildcats rolling in the second half. Burwell stepped up to take a charge on Boyd, then Monte Harris caught fire from downtown. Harris drained 3 from behind the arc en route to a career night where he would finish with 13 points. After the game, he was very reluctant that he was able to step up and contribute to the team's strong second-half play.
Well, first I got to give all the glory to God. Without him, everything wouldn't be possible. And I also want to thank my teammates. But this game, I prepared well, got my mind right, and I came out here and did what I had to need to do. So I came out here, took great shots. There was some shots that was bad, but they failed. And I took it to the hole and I shared the ball, and I led my team to a victory.
Boyd and the Cougars would not go quietly through the night. 2 more baskets would fall from the senior, who had a team-leading 24 points, before he gave way to point guard Colin Molden, who sank 2 more in the lane to give Apex their biggest lead of the game. Jordan Whitfield would make his presence known by rattling in a three-pointer. Then it was Faison Brock who found the cup for the first time since the first quarter to keep it at a one-possession game. Whitfield then found a hole in the Cougar defense and weaved his way through it for a fancy layup. Just like that, the back-and-forth affair began with Millbrook holding on to a 2-point lead. Trajan Jacob, who only had 4 points in the first half, found his stride as the game entered its final minutes. Following a Monte Harris layup to make it 58-56 Millbrook, Jacob unleashed a three-pointer to make it a 5-point game. The Wildcats got a stop on the other end, and with 1 minute and 55 seconds left in regulation, Trajan found nothing but net to turn a 2-point lead into an 8-point lead. Faison Brock finished up the run by driving towards the basket and getting the pair of points that would ice it for the Wildcats, who would come away victorious 69-60. It's now a 2-0 start to the season for the Wildcats, who enter the Thanksgiving break as the #1 team in the Triangle, according to highschoolot.com. Trajan Jacobs' second-half hot streak made him the team's leading scorer with 19 points, and Monte Harris was a close second with 13. Next up is an 11-day hiatus before Millbrook squares off against private school powerhouse Harold's Christian Academy in the 2015 Wildcat Winter Showcase. The all-day event features 6 games made up of teams from Virginia, North Carolina, and South Carolina, and it includes last year's 2A, 3A, and 4A state champions. For more information, follow Millbrook Basketball on Twitter at MillbrookMBB. Reporting for Millbrook Men's Basketball, I'm Lindsay Cirillo.